My name is Sanat Biswal, also known as the Accountant Guy, and in this video I am going to demonstrate how you can utilize this personal finance tracker developed in a Google Sheet. So basically we have 5 different tabs over here other than the instructions tab. The first is the monthly budget tab, where we will set the monthly budget for all the expenses and the income that we have in our finances. Then we have an investment dashboard which reflects all the investments that we hold along with the necessary calculations such as the portfolio value and the gains. Then we have a sinking fund analysis where we can see the total contributions that we have made to different sinking funds and how much contributions are left for each of the sinking fund. And then we have a debt payment report where we can see the total debts that we have taken in hand and how much of interest and principal we have paid so far and how much of a total loan is outstanding. And finally, under the report section, we have a dynamic reporting presentation where you can simply click on the desired income, expense, debt payment or sinking details, and we can change the month over here to see the total values getting updated over here. So this is a completely dedicated personal finance tracker for individual purposes. You can use it for a business purposes as well. So let's have a look on how to use it, starting with the monthly budget tab. So under the monthly budget tab, we have an expenses overview on the left, and at the same time we have an income overview on the right. So here everything that is highlighted need not be edited, as it is auto computed from the values that we are going to enter in the transactions area on the right. So first of all, you need to set your expenses as you're incurring for every month. So let's say I have given input of gas bill, Wi-Fi bills and phone bills, and I have set the month over here as well. So if you double click, it will allow you to set any date for a particular month. So let's say for January, I'm setting it for January 1 and it will update for January month. Similarly, you can set for all the expenses that you are incurring for respective months, and you can input all the values from here. Okay, just to give a demonstration, let's say I'm copying this value over here, and I can simply double click over here and I can select March. So once I do that, it is automatically updated for March month. Okay, then you can set the budgeted amount over here. So let's say for March month, my budgeted amount is $1,400. Now my budget is set for the particular March month for phone bills, and here it shows how much of expenses have I incurred, the difference between the budgeted amount and actual amount, and whether I'm under budget or over budget. Okay, so in order to make an entry for the expense, I will simply come over here, I'll copy the above data, I'll open up the calendar and I'll select any date from March, and let's say I'll select it to phone bills, and my bills have been, let's say, $1,300. Okay, as soon as I do this, you will see that for the March month the actual expense has been updated over here and we're still under budget. Okay, so if I, let's say, make an entry of $1,500, then it exceeds the budgeted amount set over here and it reflects over budget. So this is how dynamic it is, and quickly you can get to see the entire finances over here. Now similarly, we have an income section over here as well, which runs on the similar principles discussed as in expense. You can set all the income for the respective months, set the targeted amount, and as you make entries over here, it will automatically update. So if you see on the transaction side over here, we have the date, then we have the details of all the expenses. So these are like the total details. If you click on this drop down, you can see all the items populating over here, including the income part. So you can select an income or expense as per the desired requirement, then put in the amount. Okay, and if you scroll to the left, we have got a dynamic overview of what the expenses and income are. So this shows the total budgeted amount that we had set, which is calculated on the basis of total budgeted amount over here, the total expenses that we incurred and the difference in between both. Okay, and here we get a quick graphical presentation of how our expenses are at present. The left bar indicates the budgeted amount, the right bar indicates the actual expense amount. Okay, for all the expenses that were made in that were entered over here. If you change the expenses over here, it will also update over here in the graph over here. And if you scroll to the right, we have an income overview which shows the total targeted income that we had set for all the months, the actual income that we achieved, and the difference being positive. Okay, similarly, we have the targeted income on the left and the actual income on the right, and it gives an income overview as well. So this monthly budget will be helpful to set all your expenses and income. Expenses would include all the bills, the subscription expenses, or any sort of expenses that you're incurring, as well as the income over here. Okay, once this is done, it's time to look at the investment dashboard. This investment dashboard is completely dynamic, meaning if you enter the symbol, the number of shares and the purchase price, everything else will update automatically. Okay, just to give an example, let's say I'm going to enter the symbol of Apple. So I'll just put Apple over here. Now see, as soon as I put this, you can see that the price and the graph is automatically updating. Now this will update real time. So as and when the trading happens in stock market, these values will update real time. You don't need to make any entries over here or any changes over here. So I'll just enter the number of shares. So let's say I purchased 15 shares at a price of $200. Now you can see everything else is updated at present. Okay, and it got quickly added over here as well. So this indicates a quick representation of the market value versus the symbol that we hold, the cost and the market value analysis, the growth and the symbol representation, as well as the portfolio value, the portfolio gain in percentage, the dividend income, the dividend yield, and the total holdings that we have. Okay, so all the things and parameters over here gets updated real time as the trading happens, and you can see your entire investments in one glance. After this, it's time to move into sinking funds analysis. Sinking funds have a similar kind of approach what we saw in monthly budget. Here you need to specify all the sinking funds that you are going to create. You can specify the goal amount for each of the sinking fund. You can specify that monthly contribution that you're willing to make for each of the sinking fund, and then you can add any starting sinking fund amount that you have already saved for any of the sinking fund. So for home renovation, like let's say we have $5,000 as a target amount with a monthly contribution of $400, and at the beginning we had a fund of $2,800 to start with. After this, we can see how much of amount that we have saved so far. This is on the basis of entries that we do over here. How much of amount is left and still we need to save, and the total progress, meaning the total savings divided with the goal amount that we had set, and when we are expected to complete this sinking fund if we keep on contributing at a rate of $400 per month. This is the estimated date and in terms of months. So for all the sinking fund, you can see this analysis over here. And on the right side, it's similar to what we had seen in monthly budget. Just make an entry of the date, select the proper fund over here from the drop down, enter the amount of the sinking fund for the particular month. Okay. If you see on the left, here we see the total saving fund goal. So basically this is nothing but this goal amount that we have. Then the total savings that we have made so far. So this is the amount of the total savings that we have created and how much of savings is still left. Okay. Now on this right, we can see a quick graph and the green bar indicates the total savings that we have made. The black bar indicates how much of savings we are still need to make for the particular sinking fund. Okay. So this gives a quick representation of how much of savings you need to still make for each of the sinking fund that is written in dollars over here. And you can get a quick representation of how you are doing in terms of your savings. Now let's move on to the debt payment, which is the most important part. Under debt payment, basically we need to make few additions over here, like the debt information we need to add over here. Then how much of loan we have taken for the particular debt, what is the interest rate, and what is the minimum EMI payment that we're going to make every month. Okay. Now this is additional down payment that you have made at the time of obtaining the loan. You can make an entry over here. It automatically computes the loan outstanding as at the beginning of the period when you have taken the loan. Then you can make an entry of the initial repayment date, that is the first date when you made any repayment towards a particular loan, that you can enter over here, and the rest of the information will automatically calculate. So this indicates when you will be free of the debt if you keep on paying the minimum repayment amount. What will the interest repayment that has been done so far from the transaction that you're going to enter on the right, how much of principal has been repaid, what is the total repayment value, and how much of repayment is that in terms of percentage calculations. Okay, so all this analysis you will get quickly as you keep on making entries over here. On the right side, if you see, we can simply specify the date. We can choose the debt from the debt that we added. We can specify the EMI amount. It will automatically compute the interest value, the principal value, the loan outstanding. If you see over here on January 31st, we had made an entry of student loan for an amount of 3850. Okay. This reflects the interest value of 166.67 and rest is the principal amount. And this outstanding value is again taken into computation for the next repayment that you're going to make. And accordingly, your loan outstanding will keep on reducing once you keep on paying the debt for each subsequent installments. If you scroll to the left, we have the total debt payment overview. Here it shows how much of amount has been paid in green. What is the amount that is left in terms of repayment. Okay, so for all the debt payment analysis, you can quickly get analysis of how much of amount you have paid and how much amount is outstanding for each of the loan. Okay, here you get the total loan amount, the total amount that has been repaid, and this is broken down into the principal amount and the interest amount over here. How much amount is outstanding? So this is nothing but the loan amount less the amount that is repaid. The total repayment in percentage, it shows over here, and the number of loans that you have taken, and the total minimum EMI that you're supposed to pay for all the loans combined. Okay. After this, we're going to move into the reporting section, which is the very basic essence of what this entire personal finance tracker is. So here under the reporting section in the drop down, you can see all the things that we discussed, starting with the expense, income, sinking fund, and debt details. For the investment, you can get an updated view at all point of time over here, and you can get analysis over here quickly. So this was not created under the reporting part. Other than investment, we have everything given over here. So let's say I want to find what was my total income for the month of January, and I will double click here. I can select any date for a particular month and it will automatically reflect that month's income. So let's have selected January. It shows the income of 4150, which we had given as an input over here. So if you see for the January month, this was the total income that we had given as an input, and it is reporting over here. This is a quick pie chart reflecting the total division of the income over here. If you change the month, it will automatically update as per that. Okay. And if you change in the drop down for expense, now it reflects all the expenses analysis. And similarly, if you change this month, it will again reflect different analysis. So this is how it is dynamic, and it quickly gives you a representation of what is happening. So I've just put sinking fund over here for month of January, and it reflects all the January details. If I change it to February, it will again update for February. Okay. So this will be very helpful when you are looking to analyze your finances in one glance, and you can simply come over here, choose your required input over here, select the specific month, and you can get all the details of the amount and the percentage whatever has been allocated for this. Okay. So this is how the reporting will work. So basically you have all the budgeting analysis, the bill payment, the subscription expenses or normal income tracker. You have investment analysis, you have sinking fund analysis, you have debt payment analysis. So everything is combined into this personal finance tracker, whatever you require it. Okay. This is entirely dynamic, and it can help you with the way you are looking to utilize it. So if you need more customization other than this, feel free to reach out to me at notionformyuse@gmail.com. I'll be happy to assist you on this. Other than that, you can definitely download this template and start using it right away. Thank you for watching this video. I hope this helps you to solve your personal finances smoothly. Thank you.